Hi everybody. It's Thursday and it's noon and I'm hoping this is working. It's the first time I've used my phone. My earbuds were not working right and they told me to take them off of my computer and put them back on, and I can't figure out how to put them back on. And I know a lot of times you can't hear me when I'm using my computer, so I thought I would use my phone. I might turn the volume up a little bit. You can always turn me down, right? So hopefully you're all on here. If you are, write something in the chat. Oh, hi Jody. Awesome. This is even easier than the computer. You just pop up on my screen. It's great to see you. How is it in Florida? Anyway, today we're gonna play with pumpkin. I love making stuff with pumpkin. I use it a lot. And all you need is a can of 100% pure pumpkin. Usually the store brand is cheaper and it says just pumpkin. That's all that's in there. I had to buy Libby's this morning because I only had one can and it was $3.69 a can. Same thing, just pumpkin, but it's got the Libby name on it. Where this shelf was empty, I guess they haven't gotten it in yet. It was $2.69. I've got it as much as for $1. I like to buy it at Trader Joe's when they have it. Not everybody has pure pumpkin all the time, and it's not with the vegetables. Guess where it is? It's by the pumpkin pie filling in the baking aisle. This says I'm having technical difficulties. I don't know what that means. Anyway, Jody's here. Hot, but awesome. I bet it is. I bet you're so happy you moved there. Anyway, that's my story about pumpkin. Just buy the least expensive can of pumpkin with just pumpkin in it, and you'll do great. And why do we want to eat pumpkin? Well, it's a great source of fiber. It's a great source of beta carotene. It helps, balance our immune systems. It's got a lot of iron in it. And a trick I learned a long time ago was if your dog is a little overweight, you can replace some of their dog food with pumpkin. And the weight will come off of them. Hello there, Clarissa. So today I thought I have 2 cans of pumpkin, and this is what we're gonna make with just 2 cans of pumpkin. I made a pineapple pumpkin pie smoothie. That took a half a cup of pumpkin. And then we're gonna make a savory pumpkin pasta sauce, and that takes a cup. So that was that can. There was a little bit left, enough to make another smoothie, so I put it in the fridge. And then we're gonna make savory pumpkin hummus, which takes the whole can. And it makes a lot of hummus, I do believe, because we have 2 whole cans of garbanzo beans. And the trick with hummus is to do the lemon juice and the tahini first and get that blended up. And I'm gonna try using my little food processor today. It might be too many garbanzo beans, but when I use the NutriBullet, I'm forever fighting with it and trying to get the stuff down there. So here we go. The first recipe, savory pumpkin hummus. Lemon juice, tahini, garlic, salt, garbanzo beans. I'm going to use the garbanzo bean juice rather than oil. It's only 2 teaspoons of oil, so if you really want the oil in there, go for it. Cumin, cayenne pepper, and then a pinch of paprika and sprinkle on some pumpkin seeds. I did not roast them. I just have them here raw, and we may or may not decorate the top with them. It's just for me. If I was taking it somewhere, I'd sprinkle some paprika around the top and the pumpkin seeds and make it look all pretty. So first things first, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. Let me give this a shake. Nice having my smoothie made first because I can drink it while we chit chat here. It's really good. I haven't had a pumpkin pie smoothie in a while. And I know it's only September and I'm not trying to rush the pumpkin spice lattes and scones and everything pumpkin. But I don't know, for some reason it jumped into my head that I should do something with pumpkin, a can of pumpkin, just so you can see how easy it is, and how you can use it for just about anything. You can, and we're gonna make a bunch of stuff because there's a ton of recipes. If you just Google pumpkin puree, you will find it in everything from sweet treats, energy bites, spaghetti sauce, chili. And you can, when you're baking, if you have a can of pumpkin and you don't have bananas or you don't have applesauce, you can use the pumpkin in place of it. And it really is pretty benign because, you know, what we love about pumpkin isn't the pumpkin. It's the spice. And I think we'll talk about that one day too, how to make your own pumpkin pie spice. Although I just bought a jar at Trader Joe's and it works just fine. That's what I put in my smoothie this morning, along with a little extra cinnamon. So pumpkin pie spice, you would think I worked at Trader Joe's. Ground ginger. If I don't get to Findlay Market, to the spice guy, then I'll buy these jars at Findlay Market. And then this is Findlay Market cinnamon. I love Saigon cinnamon. If you've never had Saigon cinnamon, treat yourself because you'll never go back. It's so delicious. All right, enough about that. I got the tahini and the, what did I do with my lid? I got the tahini and the lemon juice in the food processor, and I'm gonna give it a whirl. Sorry about the noise. That's the nice thing about the earbuds. They cancel all that out. I learned by making my own hummus that if you, like I started to say before, if you blend the tahini and the lemon first, you get a really smooth hummus. And I don't know what the science behind that is. I guess I would think the lemon breaks the tahini down, and that's why you do it. All right, then I got the garlic all chopped up. That's gonna go in there. I love garlic. I don't know about you all. 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. Well, I know a couple grinds on my salt grinder is usually a 1/2 teaspoon, so we're gonna start there. You can always add it at the end. 2 cans of garbanzo beans. I don't know that I'm gonna put them all in there, just because I don't know that they'll all fit. I'll put that many in. And I still gotta open. I've gotten spoiled with all the bean cans at Kroger. They're pull tabs. You don't have to use the can opener. And I still use the old crank can opener. It seems to work the best. Plus, you know, you get a little workout. All right. Yeah, we're gonna have to do this in shifts because it's not gonna all fit in this small food processor. I should have got the big food processor out. And then the pumpkin. I'm just gonna put some of it in. I'm sure you need the pumpkin for the liquid to get it to blend up. And then we'll dump it in a bowl and put the rest in. Mix it all together. Here we go. Hold your ears. I think we made sweet potato hummus. I don't know if we made it on here or not. I can't remember. But you would think this wouldn't be that far off. It's getting there. You know, the garbanzo beans have a mind of their own, and they take a while. This is gonna be really good. What do you guys like to do with hummus? I love to have hummus around. You can thin it out a little bit and use it as a salad dressing. You can put it on toast and add avocado. You can put it on rice cakes. You can dip chips in it. You can dip veggies in it, cucumbers, celery. What else do I dip in there? Not too much broccoli and cauliflower, but I have. Cucumbers are really, you know, sliced up, are really good in there. zucchini. Okay, and then there's some spices that need to go in there. You got cumin that needs to go in there. Half a teaspoon, no, a teaspoon of cumin, because you know what would hummus be without cumin? A teaspoon of cumin. I had to buy these generic spices when we were on vacation because I left some things at home. I don't know how I left cumin at home. I use it in everything. And then cayenne pepper. I always like a little kick in my hummus. I should have got these out ahead of time. Usually I do. Fighting with the lid to get it off. Let me get a knife. I just cut my fingernails because I didn't think my massage clients would appreciate how long they had gotten. And now I'm handicapped. I can't do anything. Oh, ridiculous. Get a sharper knife and try not to cut myself. All right, success. It calls for a half a teaspoon. Even I like kick, but I'm always a little nervous about that much cayenne pepper. So I'm going to do about a fourth. You know what? That was paprika. I didn't even put the right thing in there. Oh well. The paprika will taste really good in there. Where is my cayenne pepper? There it is. I got the paprika over here so I could sprinkle it on the top. And I knew that didn't smell like cayenne pepper when I dumped it in there. All right, we're going to do a half. We did a fourth of paprika, so no harm done. We're going to do about a fourth of. Thank God we're not baking, right? Cooking something like this is not an exact science. You make it up as you go. There we are. Now, one more grind. I'm going to set it aside to finish the rest of the garbanzo beans and the pumpkin later so that we can get this pasta sauce going. But I'll let you look at it. The spices didn't get blended in there. Next time we'll get out the bigger. It is coming out nice though, much nicer than in the blender. It's not completely lump free. The garbanzo beans still need a little. It usually doesn't take this long, but you know, live TV. So there's the hummus. Doesn't it look good? Let me try it. It's not completely done. Yeah, it needs the rest of the garbanzo beans and the pumpkin because it's a little salty and a little tangy from the lemon juice. But there it is. You can see how simple it is to make your own hummus. And I don't know about you, but hummus just keeps getting more and more expensive, and I eat a lot of it because I like it. It goes on everything. All right. I'm going to move all this stuff out of the way so we can make the pasta sauce. So we got one smoothie, one hummus, and now we're going to make some pasta sauce. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to make the pasta sauce now, but then when Bill gets home later for dinner, right before he gets home, I'm going to roast some vegetables, and I've got them sitting out. I've got a pepper, the rest of the onion, because I only needed a half an onion for the sauce. I'll bring it over so you can see. Doesn't that look pretty? I've got broccoli, pepper, carrots, mushrooms, zucchini, and an onion. And I'm going to roast all that in the oven. Chop it up, roast it. It'll only take about 20 minutes at 375. And then I'm going to stir it in with the pasta. We're either going to haven't decided yet. I have two different kinds of gluten-free pasta. So I have brown rice and quinoa spaghetti. And that might be not hearty enough to go with all the vegetables. And then I have brown rice and quinoa corkscrews, which is probably what I'll use. But for now, we got some onions in the skillet that have to get sauteed, and you all know I don't cook with oil. So I'm gonna get some water. Hi, Julie. Looks delicious. It was pretty good, even though it's not completely done. All right, I got some onions in here in the skillet cooking, and I'm not sure what you guys can or cannot see. I'll try moving it down a little bit because I can't really see because all of your comments are popping up. Happy Thursday, Julie. Looks delicious. I mix it with my guac. Scoop on crackers. Well, that's what I was thinking, that you could put it on bread, toast. You know, everybody's into avocado toast. So put some hummus on the toast and then put the avocado on. Yum. You can make a sandwich, really. Add some lettuce, put the other piece of bread on top. I just bought some new gluten-free bread and I just might make that for later. But right now I'm still drinking away on my pumpkin pie with pineapple smoothie. So what's in here? What's in here is pineapple, pumpkin, water, 1 scoop of vanilla complete, some pumpkin pie spice, a little ginger and cinnamon. I didn't have any nutmeg. I can't believe I'm out of nutmeg. I love nutmeg. Probably why I'm out of it. What am I forgetting? I used some ice cubes. You can put some greens in here. You won't even know they're in there. And I said pineapple, pumpkin, half a banana. And it is really delicious. Oh, and 2 tablespoons of oats. Just, you know, whole old-fashioned oats. They grind up really nice in the blender. And then I always add flaxseed and brewer's yeast to my smoothies since I feel like I want the omegas and the B vitamins from the food. So I'm drinking it as we go. And it's pretty thick. I actually rinsed it out of the container I made it in. And so the top of it's a little watery, but it's really thick. I almost feel like I have to chew it. It does taste like pumpkin pie. No whipped cream though. All right. We got these onions sauteing. Let's get this recipe out and talk about it. So a cup of onion chopped up. I used a half a red onion. The other half, like I said, I'm going to roast later. 5 cloves of garlic, which are all chopped up waiting. Then we have a cup of pumpkin puree. Remember that can of pumpkin that I used for my smoothie? And then I'm going to need a can of fire roasted tomatoes. I only use fire roasted tomatoes. I feel like they have a better tomato flavor. We need a cup of light coconut milk. And then we have some spices. Basil, oregano, and cinnamon. And salt. And the onions are starting to finally get going. So really it won't take that long to make it. And the only thing I had to chop, because a lot of people say cooking this way is just too much chopping. The only thing I had to chop was the onion and the garlic. And that was it. Everything else either comes out of a can. I also like these because they just have, oh gosh, the rating is so tiny. Tomatoes, tomato juice, and that's it. Salt, that's it. And there's sodium, 300 milligrams. I don't pay attention to that because I don't normally add too much salt to my food. And then the coconut milk is just water and coconut. And usually you can get these for about $1.50. Sometimes they have them on sale for $1 a can. I love it when stuff's $1 a can. I think those days are gone though. I noticed even the beans have gone up. I'm going to throw the garlic in there at the same time. So so it can get going. And then we can just add all the rest of the ingredients and it'll be done. I don't know about you guys, but I love cooking with you on Thursday because then dinner is usually pretty much done. If you have any requests for what you would like to see done with pumpkin, you can send them to me. I pretty much have a whole list of things that I want to make, like pancakes, and I have these waffles that I make that instead of banana you could put the pumpkin in, or do a little of both, half and half. I have a pumpkin blackberry muffin. Lots and lots of recipes. Pumpkin soup. And I don't know if you like curry or not, but I love curry, so the pumpkin soup has got curry in it, but there's plenty of other, even this recipe for the pasta sauce. I was looking for a picture, I was looking for the recipe so I could post a picture before we came on, and I totally didn't get to it. And I found a whole nother recipe, which is the one we're making. The original recipe was butter, which you know I wasn't going to use, and then green onions, garlic, pumpkin, milk, and I liked the idea of coconut milk butter, salt, pepper, cumin, white pepper, allspice. So, you know, you can always toss up the different ingredients, combine the two recipes together to get something that you like. I'm adding water because my onions are starting to stick, and that's the way you do it when you're not cooking with oil. You let them get going, and then when they start sticking, you just pour the water in there. And really, you just want them to get a little translucent before you start adding everything else in. All right, combine the pumpkin, the milk, the fire roasted tomatoes, and water in a blender, and blend on high for 2 minutes until it's creamy. We can do that. I wasn't expecting to have to do that, but, or you could not do it, and then the tomato juice will be chunky. So let's get busy doing that while the onions are cooking. We got stuff to do. I love recipes that you can like multitask. You can do something while something's cooking, and then it all comes together pretty quickly. I have to keep adding some water since we're not ready to dump the juice in yet. All right, there go the tomatoes. There's the tomatoes. And I need a cup of pumpkin, which is right here. This won't take but a minute, really, once I get it all together. This is a new recipe for me, so I'm not as gabby as I usually am because I've not ever made it before. And then we got to open this, looking to see if anybody else posted anything. Looks delicious. Julie, you always love my cooking. You're gonna have to come over for lunch. Maybe you could come over and be my guest on a Thursday when I'm cooking, and then we could eat afterwards. I just made quite a mess. All right, where's that recipe? 1 cup of coconut milk. I think that's about all that's going to fit in my blender for now. Get the blade. I'm going to turn that on low. I was just telling the guy that put our alarm system in that I really didn't need the monitored smoke detectors because I'm the only one that cooks, and I'm always right here in the kitchen when I'm cooking. And here I am, like, letting the onions burn, and I'm standing right here. All right, this is going to be loud. I only put the coconut milk, the tomatoes, and the pumpkin in there because I ran out of space. Looking for my spatula. Where is it? We use a knife. I don't know what to do with it. I got so much stuff on the counter here for making all these recipes. So do that and then pour it in over the onions and the garlic and turn the heat to low. And it called for a 1/2 cup of water. I'm gonna eyeball it. Good way to rinse out the blender cup. Just pour the water in there, shake it up, and then the spices go in. All right, there you go. Set this aside. And then our spices. It got quiet in here. I don't know why it got so quiet. Maybe because I'm not using the blender. All right, I'm gonna stir this up. You know, you can make this ahead and just put it in mason jars or even freeze it for another time. It looks yummy. Let me get those spices in there and then we'll do a taste test. All right, the spices are 1½ teaspoons of oregano. So what did I do with those? I'm always losing my stuff when I'm dancing around the computer or the phone. 1. I'm using the 1/2 because the full doesn't fit in there. All right, that's the oregano. And then a teaspoon of basil. I should go outside and get some fresh basil and cut it up. But you know what? When we serve it, I could do that. But for now, I'll use the dry. So 1 teaspoon, still using the 1/2. And salt and pepper. I'll do a little salt, not too much, because, you know, those tomatoes had salt in them. Canned tomatoes. And then pepper, a couple grinds of pepper. If it needs more, you can always add it. And that's it. Cinnamon, 1/8 teaspoon. You know, what I love about the Saigon cinnamon is you really don't even need to use as much as they tell you because it's definitely cinnamony. All right, it's done. Just has to cook and meld together. And then later on, like I said, I'll roast those vegetables, cook the pasta, and we'll stir it all together. And tomorrow will be orange because we will have eaten pumpkin pasta sauce, pumpkin hummus, and drank a pumpkin smoothie. People think I've been in Florida. Right, Jody? Don't think I have a tan. I don't think I'll turn orange because I'm not going to eat it all. I'm going to give it a taste. Tastes really good. You know what? It's funny. It tastes more tomatoey than it does pumpkin-y, even with the spices that I put in there. So, hope you learned something. Hope you got inspired to be adventuresome with your can of pumpkin. And if you make any of these or you come up with something else, share it with us in the Facebook page. If you watch the replay, #replay, and I will post the recipes. Oh, Julie, are you saying yes, please, to lunch? I got it. All right. Thanks for coming. Thanks for hanging out with me. I started my membership group, and the special is $29 for the month of September. It's for anybody that's gotten an unexpected diagnosis or had an injury, and you just need some support around medical care, getting your life back on track, or you just want to come hang out and be with people that are kind of going through the same thing you're going through. So if you want more information about that, just say me in the chat and I'll make sure you get that link. All right. Love you all. Bye.